The track is Sleepwalking, performed in the Beat Studio by the legendary Mr. Chris Olley. Welcome back.
Hi. It's good. Don't you have to be dead to be a legend?
No. Not in this game. A Streetcar Named Disaster is the album from which that particular track is taken.
Yeah.
A very good album. My essential late night listening at the moment.
Great, thanks.
And has been for a few weeks, actually. Congratulations on the album. Where was it all made?
Well, it all started off here, around this area.
In your head?
And then it kind of worked its way out into wooden strings and mainly I recorded it in my front room and in my cellar. And bits in my bathroom as well, actually, just, sitting on the toilet and bit of reverb in the bathroom.
Don't ruin the imagery, please. I've got some lovely...
I didn't have my trousers down, but, it was, I really, what I did was, after I left 6x7, I spoke to my record label, distribution company, Cargo, and they said to me, look, we want you to make a record with your own name on it. And I thought, well, what's that going to sound like, So it's all very well kind of doing things under a different name, but when you do it under your own name, you have to really start to think about, what you're doing. And I didn't know what it would sound like, so I tried to sort of take the Neil Young approach where you just start and you write a song and you try not to think about it and you just let something come out. And if you're destined to write songs and if you're supposed to do this thing, then hopefully something will come out. If nothing comes out, I could go and work at Sainsbury's or do something proper with my life. And so I just sat down with a mini disc and a little microphone and a guitar and a piece of paper and a pen. And got rid of all the trappings of, anything else. And I just wrote 40 songs like that.
40?
Yeah, about easy, 40, yeah. And then some of them were terrible, some of them were great, some of them were okay, and some of them needed fixing. And so I just worked through it, and I was quite lucky, really, because I was able to do it, I guess. And I was just... and then I picked 12, and then I went and sold something, like an old drum machine or something, and I bought a little 8-track, and again, it just stuck to really kind of keeping it simple. And in this day and age with computers and studio trickery, it's very easy to make your recordings sound like you've got a band. You can just put stuff on it, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to keep the voice high and concentrate on the songs. So, yeah, it felt right to just sort of record it in the front room. And my budgie even made it onto one of the tracks.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah, because I've got this budgie and he's in the room next door, but as soon as he hears me singing, he joins in. And he was on every single, because the microphone on the mini disc compresses so much, it picks up, someone flushing the toilet. So on these demos, he's on them all. And,
does he get a name? Does he get a credit?
He gets a credit. If you look at the album, he's credited Schnicker the Budgie.
Is he a member of PRS? Is he going to be getting some money for this?
ASCAP, I don't know. He's American. But he's... yeah, it was important to give him a credit, yeah. He was very much part of the process of making the album.
Now, it's really interesting listening to the 12 songs on the album, because it seems to me that these are songs that wouldn't have worked with 6x7. Or maybe that's not true. It's not that they wouldn't have worked, but it's songs that 6x7 wouldn't have adopted. So was there a bit of not a backlash, but a sense of relief that you were able to put these out? Was it cathartic in any way?
Well, I mean, look, it would have been really easy for me to make a 6x7 record. I could have just gone and carried on, but I really didn't want to do that, and I wanted to take a step away from it. Some of those songs, they may have been used in 6x7, but yeah, I think I needed to be quite brave about it, actually, and just step away from and really not try and think about the band,
Now, if people want to get
Did
hold
that
of
answer your question? then?
perfectly,
Oh.
absolutely, couldn't have been better.
You have to watch me because I go off the track.
I watch you all the time, Chris, and you very rarely go off the track. If people want to get hold of this album, how do they do it then? Because, you mentioned Cargo, and it's big on the independent record shops, and they're few and far between these days, so how can we get hold of this?
It's stocked in the independent record shops, but you will be able to get it off Amazon, and you can get it from my website, chrisolley.co.uk, and I'm not sure if it's an HMV. I don't think it is.
Okay.
But
well, chrisolley.co.uk is a good starting point for sure.
That's the best. Well, that's the best place to buy it from. There's also I've done different points of sale as well. So there's you can get it signed, and you can get a bonus disc with another 8 tracks and all that sort of thing, which is only from my website. And it's good if people buy it from there, because most of the money then goes to me, and it enables me to carry on with what I'm doing. And I really don't. I'm trying to avoid that job in Sainsbury's, and it's
You're doing very well at avoiding that.
I'm doing all right, but I've got a good fan base, and they look after me. And I've upped my standards with this record, I think, and I just want to keep going. So
there was that legendary article in the NME, which seems about 2 years ago now, from when you appeared at Glastonbury, and they poured praise on you of the most extreme form, which is rare for the NME. Do you think that did you some good in terms of bringing new fans towards you?
No, it did nothing really. In fact, it was the kiss of death, really, because the guy that wrote the article said, this is a proper band, and they've kept going, and they've just kept on going, and and they long after the record deal's gone and the fan base has shrunk to what it should be, and they keep going. And about 2 weeks after that article was written, we actually split up, and I did write to the guy that wrote it and said, thanks mate, but you've just killed my band. But well, in a funny way, but I mean, oddly enough, I don't think that I think we may have sold a couple of records because of it. It wasn't really. I think with 6x7 it had all just moved on, and there was no way that anybody knew was really. I don't know.
I was trying to think the other day, because the last time we spoke, were you doing something with krautrock type music? You were doing something with German. There was some connection with Germany. What was that?
I was doing. I was raised in Germany. I grew up in Germany. So, but I mean, I've always been into the German music from around that time, and through working with Julian Cope, I got to know a lot more about it, and I also ended up meeting a lot of the people that made that music. And I thought. I wanted to make a record because I've always been interested in studio production and electronics. So I wanted to make a record. I thought it would be great because that music from that time, there's only so much of it about. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to make a record that sounded like a long-lost gem from that kind of time? It's done really well, it got some good reviews, and it keeps selling. I never did it live or anything like that.
No.
So.
And then we go back to A Streetcar Named Disaster, which is almost the other end of the musical spectrum. It's quite stripped down. It's very tender at times. Dare I use that word? Can I say tender?
I have a tender side to me too.
It's a delight to know. And it's also a delight to have you. Chris Olley, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed. If you fancy getting hold of A Streetcar Named Disaster, which is a fantastic album, go to chrisolley.co.uk, and Olley spelled Olley, chrisolley.co.uk. Thanks very much indeed for being here. And this track is a total exclusive, isn't it?
Oh, God, I don't even know what it's called now.
Only Time.
Only Time will get you in the end. That's... Yeah, I wrote it. I finished writing it today. I've been knocking it around the house.
Today? Seriously, today?
Yeah, this afternoon. Yeah. I just finalised it all, and I've just been... I got it this morning. I thought, I'll do some singing and warm my voice up and get some sort of... And then I thought, what shall I do? And I ended up... Because I'm terrible at going back, so I'm always looking forward, and if I've got a chance, I'll always try and do something new, So I sat down to practice some songs to play on the show and ended up finishing something. You know.
It's fantastic. We're going to hear it now. Chris Olley in Session on the Beat. This is Only Time Will Get You in the End. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.